This morning for the pre-bid conference of our three contracts for goods, which are the following. 25 GMC 0054, this is purchase of materials for use in the repainting of pavement markings along Makilala-Ala Junction Road, kilometer 1611 plus 00 to kilometer 1618 plus 00 on selected portions, and this is an approved budget for contract of 1,231,620 pesos. Next is 25 GMC 0055, purchase of materials for use in the repainting of pavement markings along various national roads of Cotabato 2nd District Engineering Office, and this has an approved budget for contract of 1,231,366 pesos. And the last contract is 25 GMC 0056, and this is purchase of materials for use in the painting of faded guardrail posts and railings along Davao-Cotabato Road, and this has an approved budget for contract of 1,173,375 pesos. And this was published last May 15, 2025 and to end on June 3, 2025, of which the opening shall follow right after the dropping or closing of our bid box at 8:30 in the morning here at the conference room of Cotabato 2nd District Engineering Office. The dropping of your proposals will be at the procurement unit of this office. And before we proceed to the discussion on the conceptualization of your bidding documents, I would like to acknowledge the presence of our procurement engineer, Ma'am April Anticristo, Engineer Camposano, our back member, Madam Jennifer Varias. We also have here the Secretary, Ma'am Mika Tambakan, and the Secretariat headed by Ma'am Ferramos with the procurement staff, Engineer Carl. We would like also to acknowledge our TWG Engineer Yusuf Adam, the head of the TWG for goods, and our IT support is Mr. Fahad. And for records, we don't have any visitor or anybody or guest coming from our prospective bidders this morning. So, nonetheless, we will continue the discussion on our upcoming bidding this morning. To start with, from Ma'am Fe Ramos and then Ma'am April, si Ma'am Fe na lahat, on how you will compose your bidding documents. Ma'am Fe.
Thank you, Ma'am Chair. For the technical component envelopes for the Class A and Class B documents, for its legal documents, we have the valid PhilJEPS registration certificate, platinum membership, all pages in accordance with Section 8.5.2 of the IRR, or registration certificate from Securities and Exchange Commission, the DTI for sole proprietorship or Cooperative Development Authority for cooperatives or its equivalent document. We also have the mayor's or business permit issued by the city or municipality where the principal place of business of the prospective bidder is located, at the equivalent document for exclusive economic zones or areas, and tax clearance for EO number 398 series of 2005 as finally reviewed and approved by the Bureau of Internal Revenue. Statement of the prospective bidder of all its ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, if any, whether similar or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid. Statement of the bidder's single largest completed contract or the SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid except under conditions provided for in sections 23.4.1.3 and 23.4.2.4 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA number 9184 within the relevant period as provided in the bidding documents, and the original copy of bid security If in the form of a surety bond, submit also a certification issued by the Insurance Commission or original copy of notarized bids securing declaration. In conformity with the technical specifications, which may include production, delivery schedule, manpower requirements, and or after sales parts if applicable, and the original signed omnibus sworn statement, and if applicable, original notarized secretary certificate in case of a corporation, partnership, or cooperative, or original special power of attorney of all members of the joint venture, giving full power and authority to its officer to sign the OSS and do acts to represent the bidder. For the financial documents, the supplier's audited financial statements showing, among others, the supplier's total and current assets and liabilities stamped received by the BIR or its duly accredited and authorized institutions for the preceding calendar year, which should not be earlier than 2 years from the date of bid submission, and the prospective bidder's computation of the NFCC or a committed line of credit from a universal or commercial bank in lieu of its NFCC computation. For Class B documents, if applicable, a duly signed joint venture agreement in case the joint venture is already in existence, or duly notarized statements from all the potential joint venture partners stating that they will enter into and abide by the provisions of the JVA in the instance that the bid is successful. Financial component envelope, we have the original of duly signed and accomplished financial bid form, the original of duly signed and accomplished bill of quantities, original of duly signed and accomplished price schedule, other documentary requirements under RA number 9184 as applicable. For foreign bidders claiming by reason of their country's extension of reciprocal rights to Filipinos, certification from the relevant government office of their country stating that Filipinos are allowed to participate in government procurement activities for the same item or product. Certification from the DTI if the bidder claims preference as a domestic bidder or domestic identity. We also have the following reminders to the bidders. 1. Certificate of filters registration shall be updated with current and updated Class A eligibility documents covered by Section 8.5.2 of the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. Example, the registration certificate, mayor's business permit, tax clearance, pickup license, and registration and audited financial statements. If these documents are not updated, otherwise shall result in the automatic suspension of the validity of its certificate of platinum registration and membership as per GPPB Resolution number 15-2021. The bidder can edit, update, and generate the updated certificate immediately. Another is the GPPB Resolution number 16-2020, approving the circular on the guidelines in the preparation of the simplified bidding documents for goods and infrastructure projects and submission of the required forms for the procurement of goods, infrastructure projects, and consulting services with related amendments to the 2016 revised IRR of RA 9184. The required forms are already included in the bidding documents. Example, the omnibus sworn statement has 10 statements. DEO number 28 series of 2024 dated February 26, 2024. 3-strike policy in the procurement of contracts for infrastructure, goods, and consulting services contracts. Under this policy, if a bidder commits 3 offenses or acts described as all other acts that tend to defeat the purpose of competitive bidding, they shall be subjected to an administrative penalty. These offenses or acts are further classified into 3 major categories as enumerated. 1. Withdrawal from the bidding process, submission of non-participation letter, or failure to submit a bid after purchasing the bid documents. 2. Submission of late bids without valid reasons as determined by the BAC. And 3. Submission of patently insufficient bid which refers to a bid that fails to include or comply with certain mandatory requirements. The determination of whether bidder committed such an offense may occur as outlined during eligibility screening and or shortlisting, during bid evaluation, and during post-qualification. So bidders are reminded to diligently review and scrutinize their documents to avoid any violations. They can download this DEO number 20E in the DPWH's website. Thank you.
Is there any more additional inputs from our back members, from our procurement? So you have just heard the explanation from our secretariat on the composition of their bidding requirements for this proposed contract for goods. Since hearing that from you, since there is no representative from the contractor side joining this pre-bid conference, ito sana, this is the proper venue for you, contractors or suppliers, to inquire or air your concerns regarding the upcoming bidding. But since there is none, we will now close the pre-bid conference this morning. Thank you everyone for being here and for viewing. This is Engineer Marilyn Bersola. Once again, good morning.
Good morning.
Signing out.
I-check po niya ang connection sa printer. Hindi may makaprint.